Designed by the architect James Pigott Pritchett, the station is well known in architectural circles for its classical style facade, consisting of 6 columns in width and 2 in depth, which dominate St George's Square here at Huddersfield. These days though, Huddersfield train station is known for something else. For those of you in the know and have read the book, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, that's right, I'm talking about her fluffness herself, Miss Felix, and her young apprentice Bolt. Felix has come a long way since arriving at Huddersfield train station in 2011 at just 9 weeks old. Patrolling the station, keeping it free from rodents, and of course keeping an eye on her arch-enemy, Percy Pigeon. It was when she was promoted to Senior Pest Controller for the Trans-Pennine Express and gained her own name badge and high-vis jacket, had her picture snapped, popped on her Facebook page, that her presence really kicked off. Local artist Rob Martin has painted a portrait of Felix which hangs in the station. Bolt arrived in September 2018 at just 8 weeks old, and the rest, they say, is history. We spoke to Andy, the station manager here at Huddersfield, about the upcoming book and also a little bit of history about Felix and Bolt. I read the book and I thought it'd be amazing to actually go and meet them.
Yeah, of
and
course.
have a little bit of an interview and have a little bit of a conversation on the station.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to come up for about a year or something. I thought I'd love to meet them,
Yeah, interpretations of it, but yeah.
That's all right, that's fab.
Yeah.
So the first question I've actually got is, upon checking, obviously, Facebook, social media,
yes.
Felix and Bolt currently have 133,000 followers on Facebook.
Yes.
And
yes,
I'm just wondering
huge.
how you cope with that, how the station copes.
We're not. I myself, I tend to dip in and out of Facebook, so I don't have a day-to-day involvement with it. But we have a couple of colleagues on the station who purposely will make posts on Facebook and put pictures of Felix and Bolt up there and videos. And we also have a regular customer who comes through. He's been coming through for years, and he sits behind the origin of the Facebook page.
Yes, I think I read that in the
chap
book.
called Alan. Yes.
Yeah.
And so he has obviously day-to-day management and dealings with it as well. So it's like a little team. There's a couple here in Huddersfield. There's some down in head office in Manchester, and then there's Alan as well. So between them, they manage the Facebook page and the posts.
They manage it very well, I've noticed.
It's very good. Yes. Yeah. It's one of the, particularly as we've all got, everyone's got day jobs as well, so how they manage to keep it going as well, so it's obviously a labour of love.
Definitely. So, having read the first book, there was a part in there that worried me, because I read somewhere that somebody took Felix from the station.
Yes, I believe, yes. Oh, crikey, trying to remember that now. We've had a couple of abduction attempts of Felix, and I believe the furthest anyone got with her was perhaps a few hundred yards away from the station before I think she'd become feral at that point and decided to attack her abductors and escape at that point. Good. So we haven't had anything for quite some time, and no, I mean, Bolt's quite a timid cat when he's outside anyway. He's good inside at the moment, but he's still quite young, but we haven't had any recent abduction attempts we haven't had any catnapping going on.
That's good, because I read it's the second biggest station in West Yorkshire.
It is, yes, behind Leeds.
Yes, behind Leeds,
so we're quite a busy station, yes.
Because that's one thing that worries me, because I've also read Street Cat Bob, and I was thinking that you do wonder these high-profile cats.
Yes,
there's always that in the back of your mind, because Felix wanders around, doesn't she quite freely?
Yes, she can roam whenever she wants. I mean, both cats are free to do that. But I say Bolt's quite timid in nature at the moment. But Felix, she'll sit on anybody's knee who's got food to offer, and
that's all cat flap.
But then I think there's an edge to her.
Yeah.
So if you think somebody who's trying to pick her up and she doesn't quite take to them, then she will let them know.
This is a little bit of a fun question, really, Andy. I saw on her Facebook post that she's got a bit of an arch enemy, Percy the Pigeon.
I believe, yes. Is
it real, or is it just kind of? Is it a fun thing for the media? Do you think? Are they really firm friends? Do you think, or is
there have been pigeons with whom she's had disagreements with, but disagreements from a distance. She doesn't tend to interact with them too closely. She tends to be almost a standoff. Whether there's one in particular, there may have been. I mean, I think we try to, as a station, remove pigeons whenever we get them, because they're a bit of a nuisance. Yeah. But I do believe for a period of time we did have one or two pottering about. But she's had runnings with various rooks as well. So we had a period of time where 2 rooks appeared on station for up to 2 or 3 weeks, and seemed to try and rule the roost as well. So there have been a few power play incidents going on, but she stuck it out. I think. So they've moved on now. But I believe I think there was something. There is some truth, a little bit like Robin Hood. There's some truth behind the myth. I think, yes.
Felix is often seen out helping variable charity causes, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And the most recent one that comes to mind is Tiki, the tiger cat, was born with no upper eyelids.
Oh, yes,
skin of her upper eyes,
yes.
So meaning that hairs from the skin rubbed her eyes, causing infection and pain.
Yes.
But basically, thanks to the power of social media, Tiki came to the attention of Vicky, who is a fan of Felix and who's a vet.
Yep.
And obviously, she's done the operations for free, but they're funding the medication and things.
It's fantastic.
I just wondered how, as a station, you felt that you'd managed to be involved with that.
That's the nice side of the Felix phenomenon. I mean, we have it's such a spectrum of interest. But the good that she can do for various charities or for interest is that's the nice side of of Felix and the railway and working on the station, and the fact that her Facebook page can bring this community of 130,000 people together. It's great that they can make these connections and find help for each other. And if that's come about as a power of Felix and by having her on the station and having, we forget after the media interest and the whirlwind of all the various people coming down to see her, it's actually at this level that it actually means something. So it's quite nice. And when you stop and think, we don't often stop and think about that too much. We have visitors from me. We had a chap who had severe autism, and he came and visited Felix, and he actually brought him out of his
something like that in the book.
There is, and she's helped out a charity called Fairy Bricks, and they give Lego bricks to ill children in hospital, and she's raised money here. And it's when you stop and think about it, you actually think, it is a good thing after all. Definitely.
Oh, that's fantastic. A little bit about Bolt. I know Bolt arrived at the station in September 2018.
Yes, last year, August, September. Yes, it's such a blur. Yes.
How do they get on together? And I know there is a special reason behind the name Bolt.
Yes, so first of all, they get on together like any siblings would. I mean, I've got children at home, and if they get bored, one seems to turn on the other just for entertainment. That's Bolt. So Felix can potter about as she likes. He likes her, she doesn't necessarily like him at the moment. So when they do interact, they do sit together a little bit at the moment, but it tends to involve some form of fratching going on, a little bit of playful fighting. And it is playful fighting, they agree to disagree. So yes, as any siblings would, they tend to get on as well as that. But yes, Bolt, he was named after one of our supervisors, team leaders, called Billy Bolt, who passed away about 3 years ago now. It was in his honour, I suppose, that we named Bolt.
That's really lovely. And then just a little bit back to the new book then. So I've got Full Steam Ahead is about to be released at the 11th of July.
Yes, next week, yes.
Yeah. Royalties from the sale of the book are being donated to Huddersfield Samaritans and Action for Children.
Yes.
Could you tell our listeners a little bit about the book and what they can expect?
Well, it's... Those that have read the last one and are wanting to catch up with this one, it's introducing Bolt into the story now as the apprentice. So it's following the story. It's keeping the stories of Felix going and interactions and shenanigans around the stations, but also and Bolt now enters the story now as the mischievous little interloper, I suppose. But no, it also gives readers an insight into sometimes what goes on behind the scenes at a railway station as well. So people passing through and jumping on a train and keeping the head down in their phones or the newspaper. Actually, it gives them a little bit of life behind the scenes, and hopefully fleshes out the people who work on the station a little bit as well.
Great,
so
that's lovely.
Full of stories and
I've ordered my copy, and I hope I'm sure our listeners will certainly order there. And what I just want to say on behalf of Solid Radio and the listeners, I really do wish you every success with the new book.
Thank you.
And
thank you very much.
I'd really love to meet the stars.
Definitely. Well, I'll take you down and we can have to.
Thank you.